You get in with your coat, you get out with a reverse thong. They strip you and rip you apart. The most degraded area in Rome. He moved back and forth. He was drunk, passed in front of them with no mask, argued with an old man. He touched the girl's ass. Keep calm. Come on, try with that crutch. I was born and raised in Bravetta, that is a skid row, with residence and so on, but this is the most degraded area in Rome. Should have we punch 4 or 5 people and lay them on the ground, this way, and then what else could we do here? There are people disrespectful, the bully ones, you can't walk in front of them because they disrespect you, maybe they try just because they are many. Kubrick, oh, you are here. No, no, no. My gosh, look at this. Then it could happen something bad. Maybe you are stabbed 1 or 3 times, or you got a broken bottle wound, cause here they come out like flies. Dear Scuola di Botte's friends, today we are at Termini's railway station, cause it's the biggest and the most famous in Italy. Here everything happens, it's not a criminal quarter, it's a station. So guys, if you are interested, we are here with a lot of kids from the station. Now we should show the clip where Cicalone wanted to beat up everybody. Piece of shit. Keep calm. Beat me with that crutch, come on. Tell him one thing. You asked me a favor. Don't threaten me. You asked me for a courtesy, and this is how he respects me. I tried to avoid the fight, making you go kick everybody's ass. There was immediately an argument here at Termini. He's hiding, but we have a lot to tell. So if you are interested, stay with us, and if not, there is a beautiful bookshop there. You buy a beautiful book with naked women on and put it in your ass. Termini, the most dangerous station. The most dangerous station in Italy. Arm in arm. You just met him, but it's like he's an old friend. Obvious, we know it. And then we always start hierarchically from the senior, not the oldest. How old are you? Going to be 41. Well, you look good. You too. Well, I'm 29. Listen, how long have you been living in Roma Termini? Well, I've lived in Roma Termini for a long time, since I was a minor. As a minor, I started to commit crime in this station. Right here? Yes, because here was easy money, and when there were tourists, it was even better. And then there was an evolution in doing, say, unfortunately, street life. And there was an evolution of so many mistakes. Have you a criminal record? I'm sorry, but if I don't ask this question, I feel bad. Don't touch the records question to Mattia, it's his question. Obvious question by Mattia. I am ex-convict. I have a nice list of crimes behind me, unfortunately. Did you do time? A lot of jail time, 12 years. 12 years? Yeah, 12 years in jail. All here in Rome. I went in tour, they gave me the pink jersey, if we want to tell. I was in several jails, Viterbo, Mamagialla, Sollicciano, Milano Opera, and then I returned to the base. Sollicciano, they say it's a nice prison. Absolutely not. How? Dario told us he was happy to go to Sollicciano. Absolutely not. I mean, the thing that prisons are still 5-star housing. Absolutely not. Well, you can consider if there was a penitentiary where they build you, in quotation marks, where they allow you to take courses to go to school, ceramic decoration and so on, you can get out of a profession too. Absolutely not. They do not teach you a profession inside. because the social reintegration in Italy, unfortunately, we know well, guys, does not work. So, what do they say? Help yourself and God will help you. But I think, excuse me if I interrupt you, when one goes through prisons, the growth is in your will to change, to improve, to become a better person, because it's a path that everybody does. Do crimes on the street, and then there are consequences. It's up to you to grow up or not. It always depends on you. A lot of people told me that. You have to live it by yourself, otherwise you can go out and live worse than before or better. This is the path that I took to. I changed, I grew, but improved. So it doesn't just depend on the system, it depends on what you want to become, you guys. How did you spend your time in jail? Let's start from this advice I give to everyone. Boys, listen to your silence. If you can listen to your silence, you can listen to your fears. Then you can deal with everything that comes next with an extra gear and sprint. Obviously, then, the physical training is fundamental. We did the training in prison. But it is, as they say, a kind of tiger's den. When you train with rudimentary tools. The balances you do with 3-4 broomsticks, water crates, cots maybe. I don't know. You put 3 cots, you can happen in a dormitory or a cell that has 3 cots, one above the other, and put the stools under the pillows and start pumping. From necessity, virtue. Having nothing else to do, you meditate, work on yourself, or you train, because that's the routine. You get up, you get breakfast, you go running, you train, you read, or whatever. You know what I mean. You got to vent somehow. You have to kill the time because it is, say, psychological. If you suffer it psychologically, you live it badly. So you have to do it at a certain point and try to make it a constructive thing, you know? And that's what I did, because I've been practicing a lot. I've read. Can we take a picture together? It's a whole shirt, but get out of the way for Christ's sake. So basically, what happens when a typical tourist gets to the station? How can we summarize it today? First of all, the tourist arrives, the hypothetical tourist, and says, "Is it possible that this is Rome?" No, I tell him, this is the island that does not exist, because it is a neighborhood that is its own. Obviously, it is a multi-ethnic, multiracial, and where there are many people who have failed to integrate into Rome society. Unfortunately, they end committing crimes. In fact, did you saw what just happened? The Maracana back there. Go, 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 delete, and now fuck you. Why didn't you do this for my friend? Go fuck you. Can I tell you something? There are the exalted, right? And we're not the last fools. We're big and we're not exactly stupid looking, you know? He threatened us who were so many. Let's say you do nothing to avoid fighting. I had to get in the way. Come on, guys, but if you threaten me, I make only one reasoning. I am always polite and calm, but if one comes and threatens me once, twice, the third, I say no. Fuck off 6 times, you said. It's like, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, and now you fuck off. And when I hear a bad word, I become very hick. These are the pictures, we're gonna delete them, so now fuck you. There was no way to avoid. I was playing Mario Brega 2. They didn't even let my blood out. Then they imprisoned our shooting. We were supposed to punch 4 or 5 people, then lay them down on the ground, all of them, and then what were we doing here? Then the cops will come and say, "Ha, are you making knives with pirates?" We will say they were actors, they were in the part. Okay, little digression. So, linking me to what Simone asked you, if you had a relative living apart, you will defend him. I would advise against it. What would you tell? Be careful to what? What are they doing here? First of all, pickpockets are go-go, of course. My mother, for example, passed from here when she goes to the sea. When she goes to Terracina, she takes the train from here. I always tell her to avoid Via Giolitti's exits. So, Termini station has 3 exits: Via Giolitti, Via Marsala and Piazza dei Cinquecento, where we are now. Obviously, I do not recommend my mother to pass in Via Giolitti or Via Marsala. I say, Mom, if you have to go through, choose Piazza dei Cinquecento, that is a little bit quieter. So, pickpockets, drug dealers, prostitutes, firecrackers and hand grenades. If you had a sister who might be passing by at 1 o'clock in the morning, do you have the anxiety that they might try to touch her? I will be very afraid, because anything can happen here. You can spend one night and be quiet, then another, everything can happen. There are no rules here. Assume that in the neighborhoods there are unwritten rules. You are from the neighborhoods, nobody does anything, nobody robs you. Here is no man's land, so unfortunately, how does it work? You walk from here to Piazza dei Cinquecento, you're black, Arab, doesn't matter. There is no brotherhood, there is nothing. Here is my life, your death. Today I have to eat, you will eat tomorrow. This is true, we went to all the other neighborhoods, San Basilio, Tor Bella Monaca, but they are villages, everyone helps. When you touch one, you touch everyone. But in fact, what happened here, in San Basilio, in Tor Bella Monaca, never. It will never happen. To find a suicide bomber who risks the real hospital, we never found. A kamikaze. This happened in Termini. Proof of the fact, Termini is the most dangerous in Rome. May I tell you a little thing? When I was a kid, I was in a group here. We were kids of all races, Moroccans, Tunisians, Romanians, Albanians, Kosovars, everything. What's your race? I am Cuban, how dare you? I am, you can no longer say it, I am gay, not even on yourself. We were kind of a family, like a bunch of kids having a common path, a community center. Exactly, so it was a gathering place, and we were more like a family, no matter where we came from. We were all together, eating together, dancing together, bullshit together, stealing together, it doesn't matter, whatever. After this, as they say, time has passed. Things have changed. The people who were here, some grew up, some had a family, some went to prison, somebody died. Everything changed. There was a pause, and then arrived these people who are Egyptians. A new generation of Arabs who were not there before. So, what we had experienced about respect and brotherhood, they did not. They think they have their empire. They lack respect for people, they bully you. Maybe you cannot pass in front of them because they lack respect. They try something bad and they are many, and this is another way of doing things that wasn't here before. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't here before. They arrived now and they are behaving this way, but we were not like that. This was a family of young people with a certain path that, however, respected each other. And I went to call right them, everyone coming, everyone saying yes. But you couldn't know. We didn't touch people. Absolutely not. We had principles and concepts. Even if we were on the road, we respected people, but they don't. In fact, they risked with me 1,000 times, especially a couple of times. They disrespect. Didn't you know them? No, I didn't. They're kids, they stay here, they took all Termini. They think they're the ones who... No. What I asked to myself, reasoning like a suburban boy. If one quarrels in a suburban street, there is no one, it's one thing. But to quarrel here, sorry, the police, don't you risk that they suss out you immediately? You know what's basically there. These kids, these people, they don't even know what it's like to fight, because they do all these group scenes and people shit their pants. Here, no one ever gets to the point of making them understand what it means. That's why they do what they do. Exactly. They don't even know who they're up against or what they're doing, because if you go and ground 4 or 5 of them, they're the first to leave. Much true. So it's basically all seen, because they never think someone's gonna beat them, because people shit their pants. You're talking about the fearful tourist and so on. Of course, it's a whole scene that ends there, but they are not real villains, they are nothing. They have not really lived the street like us, not to be a hick. But how is it during the night? I know that it switches somehow. Until 6-7 p.m. when there's still the sun, it's a kind of Termini. We're talking about a normal situation. You came here, don't know, at 8 o'clock p.m., 9 p.m. and everything can happen. At 5 o'clock in the morning there was the worst of the worst. The scraps were all here. You find the drunkens, the homeless, the junkies, the Neapolitan who sells you the phone, then you open it and there's a stone inside. Here you find three of everything. Everything. This way, anything goes, there is no order. Okay, but the police, they do nothing? They are here, but they leave us alone. For example, they see we are fighting, you, me and 3 Arabs, but they ignore it. They think we are like them. They think they kill each other, so they think. I think that basically they got used to it, because all this could be controlled, but it's not really controlled, because there's a lot of freedom that shouldn't be there. But then they complain. Do something. At night you see people running with purses, telephones, made someone cry, but here it works like this. Then maybe you have to ground them when they try. Then I was right, it was necessary to ground them. If I was there, it finally happened. Yeah, we have to be educators with superhero cape. This is the most dangerous exit of Termini station. If you get here at 8 o'clock, 8:30 p.m., the Wild West starts. Of course, people get out from here, trains are coming, they get on. Look, the tourist who does not know Rome passes here thinking he may find public services, buses, taxis, and instead he is on a medium-speed road, say public transport and normal cars. In front of there is the McDonald's, and one of the places that if you come in with your coat, you come out with your thong upside down. They'll strip you, tear you to shreds, really. They place themselves 10 on one side and 10 on the other. They wait for you and strip you. That's what they do. It's a mess down there. And then, here, of course, as in all the stations, in all the big metropolis, in every part of the world, there is 3 of everything. 3 of everything. You mean drug dealers, prostitutes, pickpockets? Everything. But you people that are from the neighborhood, do you ever have problems? Look, honestly speaking, it is necessary to specify. There are neither color, nor ethnicity, nor racist distinctions. The point is that those who behave well are respected. Those who behave badly must immediately be cut at the roots. They always try, for example. I was here 10 years ago, they may not even know, so they think I'm just another guy, so they always try. Then it's up to you to be respected, of course. Anyway, I imagined that we were in Rome's center. Then maybe something bad happened. Time they arrive, maybe you've been stabbed 2 or 3 times or hit with a bottle, because they come out like flies. Maybe you fight with 2 or 3 and you hold them. Then they come out in 7 or 8 with bottles, and you have to get them with the net. Catch who you catch. Or I give you Cicalone's number and he comes. No doubt. So, let's take this route, Giolitti. Show us. This is the most crowded, on the criminal level though. Yes, they can even steal the lady's bag here, even here, with no problem. Yes, during the night, unfortunately, there are the homeless. And I want to say something in favor of Mattia and Cicalone. They have always been on the side of those who had problems of discomfort and live on the street. Of course, the problem comes from the apex. Because these gentlemen, these people, these women who find themselves all in a sudden with nothing, someone have to help them. And so, from there, dear Mattia, starts the degradation. There are no political colors, because I mean, they all eat to eat. You're right. On this side, except it's full of cameras and we're on the Big Brother, however, here they come. Sorry to interrupt you, there are also other places here. In the evening, there are drug dealers. A little farther down, there are trans and whores. In front of the McDonald's, there is the Egyptians group. Bullying, stealing, dealing drugs, doing everything. Let's say that in the evening there is this kind of environment. It's divided in sectors. You know where you want to go. You find drugs, you find phones, you find everything. Exactly. Kubrick! Ha, you're here. No, no, no. Alva, do you have a criminal record? I have them, I have records. The proof that Alvaro has frequented this area and did mistakes. I grew up, I really grew up, however, I never regret my path even for the person I am today. It made you mature, you changed? Certainly yes. If you don't make errors, you can't grow. Now he works, he trains. I have records and I needed them to grow up. Let's say that everyone has his growth path, and that was mine. Then it has its consequences, because it is what it is. Then one says, you live and learn. Sometimes it's just like that. Of course, one does not have to commit crimes to understand. Absolutely not. Is unadvisable. You can do sport, school, music and many other things. But maybe someone arrives later because he had a particular path. The important thing is to improve, guys. No matter the way you go, the path, the mistakes. The important thing is to understand and then straighten. Of course, wanting to grow. However, this station was always a meeting point for me when I was a kid and got lost. I came here and I had a second family when we were kids. We did a lot of stupid things, but it was a comfort zone for us. It was a little bit like home, now it's all a bit flaked, as you were telling us. Exactly. Oh my, who's there? You shoot in Termini and you don't call me. What the fuck? Wait, do you know what I said a moment ago? We have to talk to a taxi driver. Can I ask you 2 questions? Yes. Where shall we meet? Here. Pull over here. Here on the left. Let's all get in the cab. Wow, this is a former boxer, Junior Italy's champion, Maurizietto. Holy shit. Now we gather a few people, we go back there and beat them. I remember when we were kids, the damage he did. To meet a taxi driver friend of mine, former boxer, he was strong. I grew up in the gym with him, Maurizio Biagiotti. Come, it is a very big pleasure. Here he is. Good evening. Let's hug. The report of a taxi driver working in Termini. It's a difficult situation. There is a degradation, the most degraded district in Rome. I can see that you shoot the neighbourhoods, but this is the most degraded neighbourhood in Rome. Maurizio is not the last fool, he's a former boxer, one who has been on the street. At night, when it's dark, you can't walk around. There is a frightening degradation. Among drunkards, strugglers, prostitution, a lot. And so you work at night, maybe stragglers get into your car. Dangerous people in your car. You have to be careful. For example, I work in the morning. There is discreet people, but if one works at night, has to be careful in what you take, because you can catch people who rob you, bad situations. Night workers told me bad episodes. Tell us something without naming names. A robbery, yes? That is quite normal here. Not the criminal, the little junkie robs the taxi driver. It's normal. Sure, maybe someone doesn't want to pay for the ride. Or maybe cannot pay, yes, it happens. And the police? I didn't see anyone here. Look, they pass by and say nothing. Indeed, maybe they stop us, regular taxi drivers, and ask us, let's check the license, when maybe they see that behind them there is degradation. That's what I said. I am here every day and I have been through a lot. I am always here, because it's busy. I would have called you, I didn't know you were here. We shoot San Basilio, Tor Bella Monaca, would never have thought that. Oh, but you know we were going to fight. Right now. All true, all true. Because I involved some Egyptian boys. They were all nice and polite. Then one of them got upset about something. Simone answered him badly. We made him understand that it was not the case, what we had to do. No, here it is this way. He is a friend. He knows. He's here every day. It's like this. And they were telling us, then again, it's all smart people. They don't come from the parish. Yes, we know environments and things, street people, but here is the real degradation. The jungle, the real jungle. I was born and raised in Bravetta, which is a bad neighborhood, residences and the like, but what you see here is not comparable. This is the most degraded neighborhood in Rome. These are strong things. This is Center Rome. You find all the services, many mandatory services. Do you remember the case? Somewhere they're robbing, but they stop a guy with a scooter. Yes, it's true. It's absolutely true. Anyway, this is Rome. We are in the capital of Italy. This is the station of the capital of Italy. A tourist comes, business card, Rome Center, and sees this garbage. Understand what happened? No, they wanted to be in the video. He was watching badly because they wanted to be in the video. Lovely. But the question we asked would have been a bit, I don't know if it was convenient for them. You know, sometimes they stop us and tell us, are you shooting criminal neighborhoods? We watch it. I'm telling you the truth. If you have a sister, a wife, a daughter, if they have to come here at 1 o'clock in the morning, what do you say? Never do that. I do not recommend it even to my customers. If I have a female customer, I advise her not to come alone when it gets dark, maybe during the day, but not at night. And we are in the center of Rome, guys. The first tourist who comes here is the first visit card for Rome, and he finds such a situation. In the suburbs, more infamous than Roma Termini, they all know each other. You saw the kids coming down and the father at home, they all know each other. It's a family. Instead, here you risk having a problem, even if you are from here. You can't leave a kid alone here. Do you realize? Indeed, this is not a village. There is not the beautiful aspect of the village where everybody knows each other. Here is just degradation. And I belong here more than them that are here now, and yet it's really a jungle. Exactly. Like in the jungle, any animal can eat another's puppy. It's absurd. Your death is my life. You were telling me about some crimes they do here. Let's say that here too there is, so we inform people. Of course, just to make you aware. On this street there are girls that prostitute. They have rooms up here and so on. On that next parallel street, some guys have the phones black market. They buy stolen phones and then they resell them. Do they steal and sell them? Or they buy them already stolen from those who stole them and then sell them? So people come out here, they steal their phones, they have the reference point, they steal them and know that there someone resell them, and I don't know what they do, they resell them in some way. And so here they rob anyone, women, kids, especially tourists, naturally. Sure, the tourists come here. Okay, we basically have to come here with bandages and boxing gloves. Oh, Simone, we have to come here with bandages and gloves and play superheroes. We put on our cloaks and come here to protect people. We dress as ninjas. I think we should play ninjas so they don't recognize us. He's our barber, our hairdresser. Thanks to him I am so beautiful. Cicalone, how are you? Guys, how much he looks like Adesanya. Also physically. Same money. Maybe. These are just superior races, goddamn. I have always to diet and get and work my ass off. He is always in shape. And I'm not training right now. How is it possible? And he is not training, goddamn. Wait, stop. You have to leave this. Now I've only talked about the abs, but when we train and shower, we all leave. You don't understand, I say, listen. It's all true, my friends, it's all true. Once he told me, Alvaro, but you also have Ardon. Does it stand up? I said, look, take that thing off. It's me or you here. You make me lose my self-esteem. I was working here as a hairdresser. The guards were here. I went outside to smoke a cigarette, then back inside and they called me. They said, "The one down at the bottom, come, come, come," and asked me, "What's in your pocket?" There was this guy doing damage, going back and forth, drunk, walking past them without a mask, arguing with an old man, touching that girl's ass too. Then I said, "Look, you stop me. This guy's screwing up, back and forth, and you don't tell him anything." Then another girl passes by and he touches her ass again. And I go, "See, you waste your time with my ID." So they gave me back my ID, went after this guy, put handcuffs on him and took him away. And then they even said, "You'd been lucky today." But do you ever had problems working here with drunks? I've been here for 10 years, I was there. Now I'm here, let's say it's a bit more of a mess now. More mess than before. Yes, now it's yellow zone. When it was orange zone, red zone, so always full of people, they passed a mess. I know Roma Termini since I was a kid. When I was a kid, I used to come to school here. I was terrified, but back then there were junkies. Junkies were scary here. There were really many. Do you know how many times they tried to rob me with a syringe? Look, I've got the syringe. If I sting you, you get AIDS. And so you made the classic move. You ducked him and left. You could throw a punch. You didn't even hit him because he wasn't even standing. You're a warmonger. We'll risk that at the end of the video we have to fight. This other poor guy gets shut down every other week. Hello, nice to meet you. Hello, what happens? What's the problem? When so many homeless people come for a drink, the police say it's my fault. But I never sell alcohol after 6 p.m. But they don't listen to me. For example, I sell alcohol to you and I tell you, please don't drink it here, but you drink it here anyway. It's not your fault, you're right. You ask me, you own this shop, but I don't own this street. What should I do? I never say anything, but when the police come, they close my shop even 6 times. 6 times! They closed my shop. What should I do? I have to keep it open. For more than a year we didn't work. What should I do? I pay my rent, electricity, gas, accountant. If I don't keep it open, what should I do? But so many bums here. I don't know what job they do. They're always here and they mess up. I can't control them. They are not my employees. I am an employee of my store. I can control my store. I can ask, please don't drink in front of my store. Please don't drink in front of Umbro. The more polite respects. Those who are not polite do not respect. What should I do? You are right. I am nobody. We have a singer here, right? Hola, we are here active with our people. We have come to visit you in Roma Termini. What ciao, active with our people. Great. How can they watch you on YouTube? Dio Pitale, you have to go and watch the video What Ciao. You hang out here? Yes, I'm always here. I've been working here in Termini for 8-9 years. It's a bit complicated, but I'm used to it because I know people. Where are you from? Santo Domingo. There are problems in Santo Domingo too. No. There all is quiet, all is open, things are fine. There are no problems, but here one comes to live, work, daily work, to be a barber, to get by. So you're a barber and you sing too? Yes, we are doing that crossover now. We are making plans to focus more because there are people interested in our project and maybe God sends us good. There's another partner of mine who's not here right now, El Popoyo. Are you facing each other? Yes, he's my work partner. I worked over there and here. I worked with him, with everyone. You're rivals? No, we are colleagues. The masters are rivals. There, well said. Look, facing each other, but you are friends. We must work and grow and fulfill our dream, as always. Of course, you are right. And indeed, you're all together. Then we send a greeting to the people of Cicalone from Roma Termini, the best barbers, We Khalifa, Warner Bros. And El Popoyo, L'Opitale. From here you have to click L'Opitale, YouTube, and Ciccone is active. You find us in Termini, always. We must always work. Termini is our home from morning until evening. The evening is of others. Obviously, when you get out of Termini, in addition to all the services, ticket office, etc., then of course there is so much degradation around. There are ticket offices where people sleep. There is a whole series of bad situations. So you must always consider this. We leave the station, the largest in Italy, but there are many situations of discomfort that can also affect the people who come to visit the city. And this should be kept in mind, especially when you come in the evening. We always say that it's another Termini. When you come out of Termini in the evening, guys, I don't say make the sign of the cross, but have 6 eyes, not 4, but 6. It happens to everyone, big, tall, beautiful, it can happen to everyone. Unfortunately, it does. Alright guys, we did a huge tour of Termini. We talked to all the people who gravitated to Termini. He's Italian, he's Cuban, he's Roman. They... born in Rome, but African origin, half Rwanda and half Congo. For you we fought. We risk everything, we come here. If you are interested in other videos on the stations, on the services of the city that can obviously be different from the neighborhood, write us here in the comments and then see you in the next video.